let's get started with what we're going to work on today. Doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I've got a, what would you call this? A standalone sign idea. So this is just a block of wood. That's how thick it is. A couple of inches. And, no, freestanding, what would you call that? A shelf sitter. So this is the kind of sign that you could do double-sided. You could do one for a season or a holiday and the other for every day. So I'll do something on that. And then I found this board. I've already stained this, as you can see, and I've stained two of these. This is what it looked like, just a signboard that I found at a craft store. So you probably have similar things. You can get them on Amazon. If you need my Amazon link, you can get that too. And this is the colour Casement. No, it's Snowdrop with Fusion's whitest white now. Their Snowdrop colour. I just painted that middle section here. So let's start with this one here. And on my wood sign, I will have to shift the camera down so we can see that a little better. Let's see if that's good or not. We've got, I like this Raised on Country Sunshine. Now this is from the basic stencil set. Okay, I will go with Fusion's Casement white colour. Thought I had offloaded quite a bit. There's that bit finished. That's pretty much dry there. It dries fairly quickly. I'm just going to grab some of this tape from this stencil to tape down my Highland cow. And now, actually, I didn't have to offload it in the cardboard really, because I've got all that centre space to fill out with the cow. Coming in from the edges here, colouring in the hooves. All right, so next, we've got that on. Okay, for this next part, it's a layered stencil. I'm going to use the yellow, and what you'll see is that your flowers fit nicely inside the animals. So here's another stencil brush. This one's a 1/2 inch brush, and I'm using the colour Little Star, which is a nice bright yellow. This one's quite thick because I've used most of the pot, so the air kind of gets in it and dries it out a little bit. But if it gets thick, I just add a touch of water, just a little drizzle. I love these flowers. They really just give a lovely spring feeling. I was thinking of going a little darker with mustardy colour. I'm going to lay that back down. I don't have a mustardy colour out here, but I'm going to just add just such a touch of the brown. We need way more yellow. So I've got a bit of brown on the actual brush. So now I'm going to add some yellow in from this lid here. Maybe that'll add just a touch of something different, a bit deeper in tone. You can always go over it if it doesn't work. Then you need a bit of pouncing to get the paint down in there. I love it. I think that looks rather cute. Okay, so I'm going to put this down, and this is how we do shadowing. I've taught this quite a lot on a number of my lives, but we just move the stencil slightly up and to the right or left, it doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to make sure that I tape off this and its little flourish below it, and I will hold that a bit closer so you can see it a little bit too far away, but let's see. Can still sort of see what it says. There we go. So I've got a bit of a shadow on that sunshine word. We'll pop these away and we'll go on to our next little bit over here on the side. It is a slatted board, and it's just a pine craft board I got from our local craft shop. So what I've done is I actually stained the whole lot, and then when I thought of what I wanted to do with it today, I thought I'm going to paint this white so that my transfers stand out. So I want to put some transfers on here, but first I'm going to add, I wanted to make it say, so I wanted this to say maybe, where is it? Country Antiques. Okay, so we'd have the word country up here. There's so many different combinations you could use. Country Antiques. Okay, this is a white called Snowdrop by Fusion Mineral Paint. If you do want to use my same code, I Restore Stuff, you can use that code at Fusion Mineral Paint and get 10% off all their paints there too. And so I use them, I stock them here in Australia, and I also use them for my sign making and my backboards and things like that. So but sometimes it can make it, just give it a bit more of a professional finish. I use Fusion's Tough Coat Sealer, and it comes in gloss or matte, but usually I just use the matte version of it. So Country Antiques is what I've chosen, and then I'm going to add to this middle section. Now you could add another word in the middle if you wanted to, but I felt like I love this chinoiserie blue vase thing, transfers, and so I'm going to try and create something fun with that. I love the look of having, you know, all of the flowers on the side of these vases. So for example, all the flowers and the florals all over the side of the vase. So I thought we could try using, I've pre-cut out some of these already. So this sheet has a lot larger 2 vases, and this other sheet has a smaller vases. This one looks, no, they're all different actually. Yeah, each vase is very different. And then it's got a bunch of all these flowers. So I cut out some of the flowers, and I think we're going to use our rub-on transfer tool. Okay, so we've got Country Antiques here, and we can put the flowers, and it doesn't matter if some of them go over the edge. So I may have to go this way first. I'll place this where we want it on the board, so the white looks so lovely. Oh, are we finished? Yay. It's going to kind of go over this one if I don't move it, so let's just move that one. Removing the backing, placing it down where we want it. So see, we've still got some of the blue flowers. Those are the parts that were not on a surface, so they're over the edge, and so they sort of just tear naturally as you're lifting the rest of it off, and that's okay. So now, how's that shaping up? It's looking great. I love it. So then we've just got to pop this one somewhere down in here. Oh, good. Wow, I love it. I think it looks great. Looks like a piece of china that's just been put down on the bottom there. You know, that blue and white china. Well, you mean chinoiserie? Chinoiserie. That's beautiful. So that's from this set here. And oh, I love it. I like the way that's turned out. So there we go. So what we can do is seal that then if you wanted to seal it, or just leave it. We've got so many pieces. We've got a sign here that we made using so I've painted the background in white, Snowdrop by Fusion, and painted the Country Antiques using the words that come with the Stencil of the Month Club. So if you're not in the Stencil of the Month Club, now's a great time to join, and you'll get the February set. That's this set for next month. Use my code IRestore always use my code, and then you get a discount off your first month in the premium plan, 50% off. In the basic plan, you get your first month free. So it's worth it just to join for the February's Stencil of the Month and get that. And I will see you all again next week. Bye.